Hey everybody, this is Derek for the Grumpy Guy Show, talking about episode number 132, Make It Green. Recorded on Tuesday, March 19th, 2024. Tonight's topics: the mayor speaks out of turn, this will go to the Supreme Court, and it's safe for the environment. Stick around, folks, we got a good one tonight. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Grumpy Guy Show. I'm Derek McAllister.
I'm Ryan McAllister.
So we've got 4 topics in there tonight. One of them probably is going to be real quick, but who knows? So but of course I say that, and half the time we have 4 topics, and I say it's going to be a quick show. We only get to 3, so. So we shall see what happens. But what do you say we dive right in?
All right, what do we got?
Okay, so the first one is left over from last week because we had a really good conversation going with Justin, and I didn't want to just throw it in because we were already running a little long, and we had a blast. It was a lot of fun. So this first one has to do with an 11-year-old that in Syracuse that actually died, and there's several potential failures with several departments. But so there's an investigation going on, obviously, because somebody died. They've got to investigate why, because it's not number one, it's not completely apparent as to how he died. There was no trauma, visible trauma or anything like that. But, during the autopsy, something can come up, or post-mortem bruising or whatever. There's things that can show up that weren't apparent at the time. So, even though they're still investigating this, the mayor of Syracuse decided he was going to open his trap and start saying how everybody failed, and this is really horrible, blah, blah, blah. And he's going on and on. I'm like, you moron. You really don't know what you're doing to the DA's case here by opening your mouth talking about things that are happening with this. And he's just going on and on. I'm like, you know what? I've really, truly had enough of these dumb politicians who just feel they have to open their mouths. Let the investigators and the DA do their job. Plain and simple.
Yeah.
If you're gonna open an investigation on your department regarding this, your department as in the CPS, then okay, that's fine. But you don't open your trap about it, because now you're also compromising the investigation being done on your department. And why are you compromising it? Well, because these folks are unionized. And as soon as you open your mouth like that and say things, if they come back as being untrue, your whole case gets thrown right out the door.
Yep.
It's really, really stupid. There's a reason that when a police officer is being investigated, those doing the investigation do not speak of the investigation or anything they found, because the police officers are unionized, which means they have a team of lawyers that are going to pick apart absolutely positively everything, including any statements that are made outside of this, the findings. Like, I can't even think of it. It's not really a trial, but that's sort of what it is. Anything that's done outside of that's said or whatever, that's going to compromise things. That's why the defendants of these police, or the defenders of these police officers, those lawyers, they don't say anything, because if they say something wrong, then the investigating team is going to jump on that. That stuff needs to be handled in the court, and that's it. Keep it in the courtroom. Keep these stupid political figures like a mayor out of it.
Yeah.
He was never a DA or anything like that.
Mm.
So he has no clue what he's talking about. And the worst part is, I don't believe that he can actually run for office again, like for mayor. He can run for something else, obviously, but I don't believe he can be mayor of Syracuse again. You get 2 terms. That's it. He's on his second. At least as far as I know. I could be wrong on that, but...
Okay.
I don't know. But, this goes much farther than just the mayor of Syracuse. There's other mayors or governors or whatever out there opening their mouths about this stuff, and it's just stupid. They need to let...
Well, it's because politicians are stupid.
Yeah, and the worst part is, there is a system of checks and balances to ensure that justice is served. And that system gets completely and totally compromised when some stupid politician opens their mouth. I don't know. It's just the way things are going, People feel they have to open their mouths because, somebody
People
somewhere... Yeah, well, somebody somewhere is going to say, oh, well, the mayor should be speaking up about this. No, he shouldn't.
He doesn't need to.
Obviously, the mayor has an opinion, but the mayor shouldn't be opening his mouth expressing too much of that opinion until the case is done. Till the investigation is done, and whatever happens, happens as far as consequences or lack thereof. If everything was done, if the investigation was done and people, it was determined that the CPS employees did whatever they were supposed to do, and then he opened his mouth and said, I don't agree with that. I think it's wrong. I think they did wrong. Okay. Then you can open your trap. But that's because things are done.
Exactly. While it's going on, keep your mouth shut.
Yeah. But whatever.
But I don't think he's smart enough to do that.
No, he's not. So, what do you say we move on to more politicians?
Okay, what's next?
So this is not about our favorite politician. This is about the morons that are in the House of Representatives.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So, last week, actually it was last week. I don't remember what day it was, but...
Mm-hmm.
So last week, the House of Representatives passed a bill to ban TikTok in the United States unless it is sold to somebody outside of the Chinese country, the country of China. I was going to say the Chinese government, but technically speaking, the Chinese government doesn't own it.
Mm-hmm.
However, if the Chinese government decides they want the data, then the company has no choice but to give it to them.
Mm-hmm.
But so the House of Representatives decided they're going to ban this because, it's so bad for national security. And I'm like,
right.
Okay, wait a minute. So the Chinese government is going to get all kinds of information that's going to be detrimental to the defense of our country based on the fact that somebody is making a cooking show or somebody's making a show where they're lip syncing to a song. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a real great way to force the Supreme Court to have to weigh in on something. Because guess what? This is complete and total suppression of your freedoms.
Mm-hmm.
Simply put, no ifs, ands, or buts about this. And before anybody says, this is the Republicans or this is the Democrats. No, this is bipartisan. I believe it passed by, I can't remember the exact numbers, but I'm pretty sure it was like a 75% majority passed this.
Wow.
Yeah, this is bipartisan. This isn't one party or the other. This is both parties doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, you gotta be kidding me. The Senate hasn't taken it up yet. But Biden says, well, I'll sign it into law if it passes the Senate. I'm just like, you got to be kidding me. This is the government telling you what you can and you can't use.
Yeah.
It will get shot down as soon as it goes to court. Mm-hmm. And of course, as soon as it goes to court, one of the lower courts, then the government's going to appeal it, which is going to send it up to the appellate court. The appellate court's going to see it, and they're probably going to reject it. But then, the government will say, well, this needs to go to the Supreme Court. And I really, truly don't see the Supreme Court upholding it. I just don't see it. And what seriously, what the hell is China going to get out of this? I mean, even if it has location data, I don't know if it does. It may. I don't use it. But
neither do I.
Even if it has location data in there, it's nothing that you can't get just by pulling information off of Google Maps, Apple Maps. Any of these map companies, they have all that stuff. It's there for free.
Yeah.
If I want to do a street view of downtown Moscow, I can. I can go around the whole stupid town, the whole city, all in street view. What information is there that that China is going to gather out of TikTok? And then when Trump was president, I believe that Trump actually said, he was, the Chinese are okay. Oh, yeah, no big deal. Well, now he's saying, oh, yeah, we need to ban this because if we don't, no, he was totally against doing anything with China, right?
Yep.
Yes.
He hates China.
Yes.
Everything about it.
So I was backwards on that. So he is totally against it. And you know what he said with this? He said, what? This is bad because this is going to give Facebook all kinds of power. I'm like, okay. So again, he's wishy-washy with everything. Well, because without TikTok, people are going to go to Facebook.
Oh, okay. I see how it works.
I mean, theoretically, sure, that's possible, but I hate to inform him, but everybody's already on Facebook.
Well, not everybody. I mean, your youngest isn't on Facebook.
Yeah, but everybody who's on TikTok is pretty much on Facebook. It's not like it's any different. And that's the thing, if the Chinese government just goes in and creates a Facebook account, which I'm sure they have one.
Yeah.
But they could go and they could start pulling data out of there. And oh, by the way, there's nothing to say that Zuckerberg won't sell them the information they want, even if they don't get on there. Mm-hmm. I've seen so many ads come up in my feed, and I'm like, yeah, that's fake. But, they keep selling them. They don't care as long as they're getting money. They care less if it's fake or if it's a lie or anything like that. It doesn't matter to them. All they care about is they're getting money. So, yeah, they'd probably sell all the data that, China wants if China just asked for it.
Yep.
So this doesn't save anything. It doesn't do anything other than, it's a feel-good type of thing. And, oh, look, we're doing stuff. Because they have nothing else to do other than, argue with each other. We're doing stuff. We're getting stuff accomplished. No, you're not. You're just wasting our taxes. Yeah. I don't know, folks. Like I said, we may go through these quick because that's two of them. I got nothing else to say on that. That just pisses me off.
Understandable. I got nothing else to say on it either.
It's they're spending all of this time going through and doing all the debates and agreeing, oh, well, if you want me to vote for that, you got to spend money on my project and, all this other crap. And in the end, the Senate's going to go through and they're going to do the same thing. And then we're going to have to spend money in court defending it. And there's more important things that the Supreme Court could be looking at than something stupid like this, which is complete and total violation of the Constitution.
Yep.
I mean, this is just blatant. But the hell do I know?
What do we know?
Yeah. So, said that I had enough, and then I went on for another 2 minutes. But we will move on.
Anyway, what's next?
So let's talk about a Chicago tradition.
Okay.
Every year, for a very long time, Chicago has dumped dye into the river that goes through the city to make it green for St. Patrick's Day.
Okay.
And this year they pointed out that you don't have to worry. This is completely environmentally friendly. It's not going to harm any wildlife or anything like that. It just makes it green. Okay. Well, here's the thing. You have fish in there that are used to looking through clear water or relatively clear water. And now the water's green.
It's questionable for Chicago.
Yeah, well...
How clear it is.
I mean, it's not
but
green.
That's how it always is in big cities. Or cities in general.
It's not green. I can tell you that.
True, but...
So the fish aren't used to it.
It's not clear if it's city water.
Well, whatever. I mean, there's arguments both ways with that, but I'm not going to get into it because I haven't looked it up to see just how clean the water is in that river.
Yeah.
But at any rate, they make it green. It's clouded.
They make it green.
It's clouded. The fish can't see through that.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't know how long it takes for it to clear up because I don't know how strong a flow the current is there. But then it's going to flow downstream. So there is an environmental impact here. It's just, it's not going to kill them. Well, yeah, just make it so they can't get food because they can't find the damn stuff.
It's not going to kill them, so it's completely fine.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. 50 years ago when we didn't know any better, okay, I get it. But now, we know better. Sure, the chemical is not harmful. But, you really got to put harmful in quotes because we don't truly know if it's harmful.
Mm.
What they do, they put a fish, they put a fish in a tank and then load the tank with this stuff. Oh, yep, it didn't die. Okay.
It survived, so it's completely fine.
Yeah. Did they kill the fish afterwards and see, see if it actually harmed any internal organs or anything? I just don't get it.
I don't know.
It's not like on Tipperary Hill in Syracuse where didn't matter how many times the city turned the stoplight over so that it matches the rest of the world where the red is on top. It always gets turned over so green is on top. Tipperary Hill, for anybody who's not from the Syracuse area, that's a very large Irish population in that area. So, that didn't do anything other than flip it over. The light is still green when it's go, and it's still red when it's stop. So, they're just in a different order. So eventually the city stopped fixing it. Because as soon as they fixed it, within a couple of weeks, it was fixed by the Irish. So I'm like, okay, that I get. It doesn't hurt anything, Yeah. But dyeing a river green, Come on.
That I don't get.
Yeah. I never understood it much anyhow, but, I just kind of ignored it until the other day when it was on the news, and this is complete. Hold on, I put it in the notes here.
It's completely safe.
I guess I didn't put it in the notes. Guess that's what I get for thinking, but basically they said it was environmentally friendly, and I'm like, all right, sure, whatever.
It's completely safe.
Yeah. Oh, well. All right, folks. So let's move on to our last topic.
All right, what's this one about?
This one is about our favorite political target.
Oh, goody. What do you do now?
So everybody knows that Mr. Trump has lost his lawsuit in New York regarding the value of his properties and how he overinflated them just to be able to get more loans and all this other crap.
Mm-hmm.
He lost it. He was fined $464 million, I think it is, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I find it hilarious because all through his first campaign, he kept saying, "I'm really rich. I mean, you're going to find out sooner or later just how rich I am. I'm talking billions."
Yep.
Yeah. Well, he can't afford the bond to cover the $464 million while he appeals. And no insurance company will foot him the bill to cover that. So now he's whining, I'm going to have to sell stuff off in a firestorm just to cover this. Okay.
What happened to I'm really rich?
Yeah, well, he's really rich in his head.
Oh, okay.
And he's really rich by overinflating the value of his properties. Yeah, I mean, like his apartment in Trump Tower. He did two things. First, he overinflated the size of it, saying that it was double the size that it is. And then on top of that, he doubled the value per square foot of that property. And he did this with other things as well. And as the Attorney General said, he did this and he was getting away with it because he's wealthy. If I did that or you did that, and she said, if I did that or you did that, we'd go to jail.
Yep.
Or we'd at least be fined.
Mm-hmm.
So she's justified with it, and I don't have an issue with what she did. I'm like, I'm really rich.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just go around saying I'm really rich.
Yep.
And I
see how long that lasts you.
Yeah, I can't put all of the blame on him. To be 100% honest, I can't put all the blame on him.
Mm-hmm.
These banks, they should have been saying, well, you know what? Before we take your word for the assessed value of this property, we'd like to have it appraised by an independent appraiser, somebody that we hire.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when we refinanced the house, the bank said, well, we got to do a reassessment on the value of your house just to see what it's worth before we'll agree to it. Doesn't matter if you can afford the payments. We got to make sure that we can recover our costs. Well, obviously, these banks didn't bother doing that. Yeah. So, what were they doing? Well, he says he's rich, so must be he's rich.
That's how you get away with stuff now.
Yeah.
Just say you're rich and you'll be fine.
Yeah. I'm really rich. Okay.
Okay, buddy.
I want that $1.2 million Bugatti. I'm really rich, so you should just give me the loan. Don't look anything up. It's all right.
Okay.
Don't worry that it's going to take me, 3 lifetimes to pay it off. Don't worry about that. I'm rich. But, I mean, seriously, there's only so much that you can blame him. Mm-hmm. I mean, sure, he did it. And he signed, if he didn't sign the actual papers, one of his sons signed it.
Yep.
And what killed me was one of his sons said, well, I'm an executive and I don't pay attention to what they put in front of me to sign it. I just assume that they're doing their job. And I'm like, holy crap, you're stupid.
Yeah.
Somebody put something there that was a check. Pay me $4 million. And you just signed it because somebody said, well, yeah, we got to do this. Okay, well, I'll sign it. Guess what? Mm-hmm. They take that check to the bank. The bank's going to cash it.
Yeah.
They're not going to ask questions as to what's it for. They're going to say, oh, you got a check from the Trumps. Okay.
Nice. Good for you.
Yeah. We'll just make sure it clears before it's in your account, but don't worry. You're good.
We got you covered.
Yeah. Don't worry. The Trumps are rich.
Yeah, they're rich. You'll be fine.
Yeah. They're really, really rich. Mr. Trump said so himself. Oh, my goodness. All right, folks. I told you it was going to end up being a quick show because they're quick topics, There's only so much more that you can complain about idiots, I guess. Yep. At least this week. Yep. All right. So you heard that music starting up.
Good night.
We'll see you.